Now, I'm going to bring in two expert actors, and the idea is that we have a salesperson and we have a buyer, and we're going to pick it up from there.
So would you like to ride?
I loved it. I thought it was really great. Really great.
Outstanding. Yeah. So what can we set you up with?
Well, you know, I know we negotiated, you know, from 20,000 down to 16, so I thought that was really great. I really liked that.
And they can see that end is in near sight, okay? So they're starting to salivate. It's really disgusting.
Great. No, I completely understand why you want a 24-month lease. I mean, you're cheating yourself out of a decent amount of money going 24 instead of 36.
Yeah, you know what? I did the research, and everything that I found online that, you know, I've been asking questions, it kind of seemed like this is the better option for me. So, you know, I kind of feel like this is what I feel more comfortable going with.
I mean, but, you know, and I guarantee you in 24 months you're going to regret that. I mean, you're going to get used to looking hot like you do in that car. And, good 2 years, and I think you're going to want it for that extra 3, and when that 3 comes around, you're going to be paying a lot more money then than you would be now. So, I mean, I just...
Yeah, you know what, I really think that right now, for the next 5 years, like, I kind of know, like, you know, what my options are going to be, and I feel like this is probably the best one for me. But I really appreciate your concern.
All right. Well, let's run the numbers.
Okay.
Now at this point, the salesperson is going to sit down with you and go through a leasing calculator. They're going to go to Edmunds.com. All savvy shoppers should visit that site. And we'll give you a leasing calculator. Now, what are the calculations? The basic equation is simple, but the terms can be quite confusing. You know the original MSRP. You've now negotiated the cap value. You've negotiated the leasing length. Now you need to know what your monthly fees are. And there's two of them. One is the depreciation value fees and residual value fees. Now this contract right here, you won't find them because they're just going to be two large numbers. Now this is a nice fancy little contract that I got from VW because that's what I ended up going with. But there's these two right here, and you can't see them. These are the two large finance fees. One is the depreciation fee, and the other one is the residual fee. The depreciation fee is a charge that pays back the leasing company for the use of their vehicle. It's calculated as the cap cost minus the residual value of the vehicle divided by the lease length. Then there is the finance fees. Finance fee is a monthly rent charge to use their money. Now you're saying, but I didn't use their money. I didn't go out and get a bank loan from their bank. But technically you are. The car is cash value. So therefore you're going to have interest on that.
What?
The rent charge fee divided by the lease length. Now, if you really hate math, you just need to ask the salesperson what the money factor percentage is, okay? So a good money factor percentage is a 0.00285%, which is translated to a 6.84 APR percent. The math is kind of subtracted backwards because you have the large fee already on there. It's called the finance fee. The next thing after that are pretty standard fees. Now obviously there's documentation fees because you're going to get your title of your car. They're going to charge you an administration fee for that. License and taxes, they do all the work at the DMV for you. They're going to charge you a little fee for that.
Sir, did you fill out the 1170?
I think I did.
Did you fill out the 1170?
I filled this out.
That's the 1190. All right, you know what? I'm on break.
But it shouldn't be astronomical. If they're charging you $300-400, that's bad. It should be right around $250 for those types of charges, okay? And then the other fee, which should be included in your cash down payment, is your first month lease payment. So now remember, you've negotiated that. You know, you said, I want to pay $200 per month for my lease on this car. And that should be included in your cash down payment. So you say you want $2,000 in your cash down payment. Now the cash down payment should be, you know, obviously minusing the first month. Then there's a refundable security deposit. Don't freak out. There is a reason that they ask you for a security deposit because they're getting the money from the bank too. The banks are asking a little bit of a charge. Now it's between $200 to $400. It should be more than that. Now that means that you will get that back if the car comes back in good working condition. You should be able to get that refund back. Then there's the infamous bank acquisition fees. Now this is where you should be a little bit worried. Now the bank acquisition fees are basically, again, for the bank. The bank, especially with good creditors, it should be a lot lower. But sometimes they're not negotiable. But what is the trend and why they're so infamous is that salesmen, the guys are trying to put up a little fee in there, you know? They're trying to bump up the fee. So most fees for bank acquisitions are about $575. If they're like $800, $900. Now, if you're getting a luxury vehicle like a BMW lease, it might be a little bit more because it's high luxury goods. The bank wants to make sure that you don't run out on them. But for the general consumer, $575 is normal. So, you know, just make sure that it's not too high because what they're doing is they're getting profit for themselves. It's like their little personal commission.
I don't care where or how you get it. Just get it.
Then there's the disposal fee, and that's if at the very end of the lease they have to dispose of the car. But it makes it very difficult for them to resell the vehicle because you've already driven it. If you're going to buy the car at the end of the lease, there should be no disposition fee whatsoever. Make sure that that's in your contract because they might have a little X there. Now read through your contract very closely and also turn the contract over. That's one thing that the guy in the little room after you've negotiated with the main sales guy and takes you over to the legal sales guy, he's gonna put the contract flat on the table and he's not gonna let you turn over the contract. Turn over that damn contract. Read all over that. And also what they're going to do at that point too is they're going to talk to you and make you feel rushed. Rush. What? Just sign this, sign that. No, you know what? Take a chill pill. Even ask them if you could have some private time with the contract, you know? And if they give you a dirty look, well, you know what? Give them a dirty look back. The second thing that you have is sales tax. Now this is something that's very important. Sales tax should come on the down payment, sure, because it's a large fee that they're basically charging you for your cash payment. They have to pay back the federal government. But then this is not right. Definitely take note of this. If they're charging you for monthly sales tax, which is an additional sales tax. Now you're already paying monthly sales tax. You're gonna have a payment of $200 per month, right? Plus taxes. They shouldn't be charging you double taxes. And that's what sometimes they do at the more dubious places.
If you don't like these cars, here's my inventory. It's a picture of 250 cars.
And another tactic they're going to try to do is, oh, I'm so sorry, but you know, the national deals are out there, but you know, I know that there's this car, it's a 2009, and it has a, you know, $199 per month, but you know, we ran out. You ran out? Okay, and you want them, and they say, well, why don't you try another vehicle? No, I'm not going to try another vehicle. I want what I want, and I'm not going to go stick around for this deal. Thank you very much. I'm going to go to the beach VW and get another deal. Okay, so now you know the general fees, okay, and all the calculations, and you find that the monthly payments are not what was discussed. You know, they go through all this spiel, and then you find out that, hey, oh my God, this was for a 36-month lease, but you negotiated for a 24-month lease. Walk out. Just walk out. This is something that happened to me. I went all the way through this whole process, and then I had a negotiated 24-month lease, and I got to the paperwork and it said 36 months. Okay, I left, walked out, said see ya, don't want to be ya, and went down to the other VW. And that's what's to note. Do your due diligence on your dealerships that you want to go to, but then go to their direct competitors. So downtown VW versus Santa Monica VW. Hollywood Nissan versus Culver City Nissan. Those guys will eat each other alive to get your deal. Only one other bit of advice. I know this is like, it just has to do with your personality, okay? If you can muster up the energy of a lion on a hunt, that's very important. That kind of energy, if you're stalking them, that's awesome. Now, a lot of girls think that they need their brother or their father or their male chaperone. I mean, come on, this is 2008. You don't need any of those people. I went alone.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
If you are the kind of girl that, you're sitting at the restaurant and you find out that you're eating raw, uncooked chicken, and you don't call the waiter and say, hey, I'm eating raw chicken, maybe you should bring your friends along.
All right, I've had enough. I want to speak to the manager.
Till the next time, your experience matters. Cut!